One of these days, I want to see somebody black get fired for standing up for black people. Welcome to Tim Black's Blunt Comments of the Week. One of these days, I want to see somebody black get fired for standing up for black people. Mark Lamar Hill got fired for standing up for Palestinians. Breonna Joy Gray got fired for standing up for Palestinians, seems like. Real talk, though, I'd like to see that one time. I'd like to see the fire. I mean, I saw Mark Lamar Hill going in, defending Breonna Joy Gray, and I saw him come out of himself. And he's like, well, we don't know that. You don't know what's really going on. It's not we don't believe the sister's out there to tell us the story. We're getting a secondhand story from a person who's got it from someone else. Who knows what we really know? We don't know. We need evidence. And I was like, wow, Mark Lamar Hill does have a lot of power and fire when he, But I'm like, where's this shit for us? You know how many black people have died in mass incarceration? I mean, I know it's not Gaza war, but I'm just saying, we've died in prison. You realize they let us off them plantations. The moment they let us off plantations and gave us freedom, they started Jim Crow. They started convict leasing, which put you back on them same plantations. But this time you were owned by the state. And now they could just work you till you die and just go get another one from the people. So that was my controversial comment of the week, my most controversial. Some people let me have it in the comment section. But hey, man, that's how it is. I stand by it, even in the progressive online, even in the liberal online. See, people don't really stand up for black people unless it's a black person gets shot by white cops. And then not so much even that anymore, because that's kind of not in anymore because the whole Black Lives Matter fraud thing. So that's sort of like not popular anymore. Black people still dying. We're still at the bottom of all good charts and at the top of all the bad charts and everything. We're still short of life expectancy, own no property. There's a group of falling behind in every imaginable way. A woman is still dying at thrice the level of white women just giving birth to their children. Black men still live like an average of 10 years less than white men. And we still don't have shit. So it's not like the alarm's not sounding. It's like background music now. It's like crickets. The cries of black people are like crickets, man. It's like, hear the crickets? Yeah, I can do, but I don't. It's like, my granddaughter Nadia, she's just 2, right? And sometimes she's crying so loud, and she's like being just fussy. And Mrs. Black, I'm like looking at her like, Jesus Christ, I know this is hard. She's like, I just tune it out. It's not even happening. Like I just tune it out. She'll get tired of doing that, Yeah, man, I'm like, she's like, I'm like, what? I'm getting a headache. She's like, no, just keep talking. What were you saying? And like the baby's going, hey, grandma. And I'm like, you don't hear this shit? She's like, no, I'll just tune it out. That's how America treats black people paid. And there's no money in it. That's why people don't champion for it. See, I do this. This is what I do. I've been doing this for over 10 years. When other people were doing other things. And shout out to all the great stuff they've been doing. I was covering black issues. And there ain't a whole lot of money in it. Not if you do it honestly, not if you do it real. And there ain't a whole lot of crossover diversity. And a whole bunch of DEI in the people that give a shit about it. Not really. I mean, once you go too far, you start asking for shit, you start demanding shit, you become relentless with that. People leave. In fact, of Mark Lamar Hill and Breonna Joy Gray, Katie Hopper, all these people that lost their job, Mehdi Hassan, even Dr. Cornel West. And you know I love Dr. Cornel West, right? Even Dr. West, none of them lost whatever they lost. I mean, he lost his tenure. Right? Dr. West lost his tenure. Norman Finkelstein, he lost his tenure. Nobody lost shit for fighting for black people. If you got a problem with me saying that, you ain't keeping it real. You ain't got to like it. It's facts. It's facts. Breonna Joy wasn't fired because she went toe-to-toe demanding reparations for black people and fighting for that and went over the top and pissed people off and got the white nationalists so upset and so pissed off and the Trump people so whatever, or the Democrats so pissed with her that, kept pushing it. Nor has she gone so far that her audience, that is like, let's keep it real, 90% white, right? Probably. Come on, man. That they started exiting her because she keeps talking about black people shit. I'm the only one that got punished for this shit. Now, I could get fired, but I could get deplatformed. But I got everything else. Right? Katie Hopper lost her job, they say, because she was, she did a segment, her radar on the Hill was too anti-Zionist, too pro ending a genocide, and people, they say she lost her job for it. She didn't lose her job because she was like, and we are fucked up, and we need to do this, and white women, and you did this, and you owned slaves, and you did this, and this, and then nobody did no shit like that for black people. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you it's a great career move, because it's not. But some things shouldn't be about career, should they? I mean, it's bad for your career. You know what's not bad for your career? Really? Standing up for anybody else. Standing up for anybody else on the left is good for your career. Except black people. I mean, unless somebody says the N-word, then you can stand up for that. But that ain't the same thing, right? That's not going to save lives. That's not going to change that birth rate, the death rate, a pregnancy rate, the death of pregnancy. That's not going to change the fact that we own 2%, less than 3% of the property in America, though we're 14% of the population. That's not going to change shit. I'm not saying talking about it will, but not talking about it ain't going to change it. Got motherfuckers saying, we would support reparations, but first we got to get Medicare for all. We got to get this, we got to get that. So it's divisive. Hell, my proof is this right now. Look how quiet my comment section is now. And these are my people. Look at this. Look how the comments slow down. That's how you know you're on something. See, that's when you're being effective, because people stop. But if you ain't challenging the thought process, you're not challenging the narrative of people's internal narratives, what are we doing? So yeah, I'll say it again. I wish some people lost their jobs for black people. Because as quiet as it's kept, we've been going through a genocide this whole fucking time, man. This entire time, black people have been going through a genocide. This entire time. And I'm not trying to do who suffered most Olympics, the oppression Olympics. I'm not on the OO, but what I'm saying is, I'm not seeing it. And I'm not saying they need to go back and then do that too. I'm just making an observation, because this is what I do. And I want people that are mature enough, real with themselves enough to just think about what I'm saying and try to understand me a little bit better and understand what I've been doing and why I've been doing it. And I'm not saying I'm saying there's money on one side and that's all other. There is opportunity on the other side of this. for some people. But when you support black folks and when you're going in and you're going after the power structure, honestly, on black people shit, I think maybe the military industrial complex, if you really make that a thing that you do, I'm not saying it's a cakewalk to go after AIPAC. I'm not saying it's a cakewalk, but I'm saying the support is there. The support is there. Because there's people who have resources that will support you because they share that with you. That's my point. I'm not saying, because I can't even see the comments other than how much they're moving and how much they're not moving. I'm too far back. But I'm not saying it's easy to support these other things. I'm saying there is a base of support for what you would be doing that will help you. There are people that can't wait to support Brianna Joy Gray because she stood up against the Zionist shit, right? I've been hearing it for the last 4 days. I've been seeing it. Hell, there are people in this comment section right now going, go over there right now, please, and go unsubscribe to the Hill and support Joey. I know you do. I know. We stand up for black people like I stood up for black people. People weren't saying that. When I said the majority report don't ride like that for black people, people say, yeah, they're real progressives on every other issue but. On every other issue but, man. When I pointed out Kyle Kalinske, I'm not really riding for black people. Oh, guess what? Doesn't support reparations. Ooh, they were like, fuck Kyle. Support Tim. No, they weren't. So I'm not saying it's easy to support, to go up against AIPAC. Lord knows that's not true. But there is a built-in, you got enough base of people that will support you for having that stance, who have resources to support you having that stance. And what I'm saying is, when you ride or die on black issues hardcore, not on some bullshit, not on some we can wait another 100 years bullshit, when the sun lines up correctly with the moon, when donkeys fly, and all other issues are resolved, then maybe we could talk about reparations. Nah, when you ain't on that shit, when I say it's fucked up to say, oh, well, Medicare for all is going to help a lot of black people because a lot of black people need Medicare more than white people. So just to say that's a black policy. When I say that's fucked up and you're fucked up for floating that. When a whole lot of people go, yeah. But if I were to say that about trans people, it's okay to dismiss them. People boycott. People boycott you for that shit. If I was to say, oh, what we worry about, I got people that feel like people here who are living basically hovering around the poverty rate, who say, hey man, I don't got time to worry about Palestinian issues. The backlash they get, your tax dollars are being used to fund a genocide. How horrible are you for not supporting us, complaining about our government doing that? But I never thought less of those people because I understand when you got if you truly know the numbers of what's going on with black people, you may feel like you ain't got bandwidth for other stuff. When you got a Chevy sitting on your foot, it's hard to think about anything else other than that, unless you don't have a Chevy sitting on your foot. So yeah, that was my controversial statement. And in fact, I didn't go as far, as you could see in that video, I didn't go as far as I'm going now, because I've had time to think about it. And people can deny it all they want, and people can idolize other people and say, hey, you know what you're talking about, and say he's hating all this other shit. That's what people who don't have any true insight say. They say you're a hater. And all I'm telling you is there is no money in supporting black people to the full extent that's going to require to change this shit around. And when I say, hey, black people need that type of support where people are willing to lose their gigs, for us, when I say that, there are a lot of black people that resonate with that. They may not be here right now, but they exist. There are a lot of black people that will resonate with that. Some of them say that's why they don't support Dr. West. I've heard all the feedback. See, people have written me long letters, long emails over the last 6 months. Long emails. So I ain't crazy, and neither are they. And I'm just pointing out the facts. You don't think people make decisions on how they rolling with shit? One day the books will open. One day somebody's going to crack some safes. We're going to see some data. We're going to find out some stuff, and we're going to know some stuff. But until then, all we got is intuition. All we have is thoughts. We have opinions. You know what I'm saying? And I just know based on my experience. Black people bad bargaining chips. That's why people bargain the other way. And it's sad. It's heartbreaking for real. When I realized it, I was destroyed in a way because I thought these were the good people. And it was all the way up to a certain point. And then it's like, no, you got too far because it is what it is.